Parents, these are really challenging times for you. It's scary. Lots of things are uncertain right now, and you're stuck at home with your children, and we don't know how long this is going to last for. I want you to know, though, that you're not alone. There are professionals who specialize in supporting families through times like these. And in this video, I'm going to be describing behavioral parent training, which is the type of treatment I provide to families. I'll be telling you what behavioral parent training looks like, especially when we can't meet face to face. Hi, I'm Dr. Alyssa Greenberg. I'm a licensed psychologist and board certified behavior analyst with Focus Behavioral Solutions. I work with families and teaching them how to use behavioral strategies to turn chaos into calm. So what is behavioral parent training, and what does it look like when we can't meet face to face? First, let's talk about telehealth. Telehealth is just a type of treatment often done using video conferencing software. The type of software that I use is safe and secure so that we know it's still confidential. And it's actually a really great tool when we're using behavioral parent training. So let's get into behavioral parent training now. Behavioral parent training is a methodology that's used to help parents learn how to teach their children new skills. So maybe you want to teach your child how to increase their independence around the house. So do things like brush their teeth by themselves or get dressed by themselves, or maybe toilet training. Or maybe your child is engaging in challenging behaviors like tantrums and you want to decrease those tantrums. Behavioral parent training is a great way to do that. There are 6 key components to behavioral parent training, and I'm going to go through those now. The first is intake. This is just information gathering. I want to learn more about your family and what your specific concerns are. So if you came to me because you're really struggling at bedtime, you put your child to bed and she keeps getting out of bed, she tantrums and she's not getting sleep and you're definitely not getting sleep, then in this intake process, I would want to learn more about what bedtime looks like for your family, and we would just walk through that step by step on a typical night. The second component of behavioral parent training is treatment plan development. In this process, we're working together to come up with a treatment plan. It needs to be a collaborative process because I want to know what strategies will work for you and your family. And if I recommend something that you don't think will work, then I need you to let me know so that we can find something else that would be better. Once we have that treatment plan laid out, which would outline the different strategies that we're going to use, then we could move to the third component of behavioral parent training, which is role play. In role play, this is when we're practicing those strategies. So we would pick one to start with. I would show you what that looks like. So let's say we're working on increasing your child's compliance during that bedtime routine, and we want to work on giving clear instructions and promoting follow through. So I would show you how to give an instruction and what steps to take when your child follows that instruction, or maybe she doesn't, how to follow through with that. And then I would have you practice that and I would give you some feedback. Once we've role played, then we could move to the fourth component of behavioral parent training, which is live coaching and feedback. This is the most critical process of behavioral parent training, and it also works really well when we're using telehealth. So during this process, we're going to meet in the moment during those challenging times. So for bedtime, we would set up a time to meet during bedtime. You would set up a camera so that I could see what was happening and wear Bluetooth or headphone so that you could hear me giving you those tips and feedback in the moment. It also allows you to ask me questions when they arise, and you don't have to wait for those answers. I could give them to you right then. So this is a great way to use video conferencing, and parents find it really, really helpful to get that support in the moment. The fifth component of behavioral parent training is debriefing. This is when we would find a time to meet after the fact and talk about what worked. So what are those processes that went really well, and also what didn't work? So was there anything that you found really challenging to implement or that you have questions about? And we would then tweak the strategy or that treatment plan so that you knew what to do moving forward. Lastly, the sixth component of behavioral parent training is homework. I know this isn't always our favorite, but it's really important to practice those strategies outside of our sessions so that you can really solidify them for your family and get comfortable with implementing them. When we're working on homework, I'm going to find something that's reasonable for you. So again, if we're doing that bedtime, maybe your homework is to come up with what you want that bedtime routine to look like and to practice implementing it for the next 3 nights. I hope that gave you a little bit of insight into behavioral parent training and what that looks like, especially when we can't meet face-to-face. Parents, I want to remind you to be practicing self-compassion during these challenging times. Reach out to your friends and family or professionals for support. It's really important to stay connected. If you want to learn more about behavioral parent training and if it would be a good match for your family, feel free to reach out. We can schedule a free phone consultation. Thank you, and I hope you stay safe during these times.